there! Welcome back to Quad H Plus Women's Health Made Simple. Today I will be discussing part 2 of my 3-part series, Energy, Mood, and Sleep. What is mood? Why does it dip? And how can we keep our mood stable? Well, did you know though that your mood is not just emotional? It's not just about how you feel. Let me know in the comment if you knew that. So your mood essentially is literally chemical. Yes, your mood is chemical. How so, you ask? Well, let me advise you. Your mood is based on your brain chemicals interacting with our hormones. Our hormones are actually the ones behind the scenes pulling the strings. They're the managers, and the brain chemicals, you can consider them the employees. Yes. Yes, manager-employee relationship. However, the good thing is that they're constantly in communication. So when they communicate, they determine the outcome of our mood, how stressed, how angry, etc. You can name it. Those are the various different outcomes that we can experience as we are considered moody. Now, why does this happen? And what are some of these chemicals that results in these kind of outcomes? First one I want to talk about is serotonin. Serotonin is our mood stabilizer. It's our feel-good hormone. It allows us to feel calm. It allows us to feel content. However, when serotonin dips, which happens when our estrogen dips, we are a little bit more emotional. Let me know in the comments if you've had days like those, especially around the time when we're pre-menstruation or during menopausal age. Another one is dopamine. Dopamine is very essential. Dopamine is our reward and motivation chemical. Our dopamine helps us to feel driven. It helps us to feel like we want to go when it is in good state. However, when dopamine is off, this can result in us feeling unmotivated. We feel bored. We feel like the things that we love so love to do, we don't feel like doing those things, So those are some of the reactions that we get with our brain chemicals when our hormones are not balanced. Another one is norepinephrine and adrenaline. Those two brain chemicals work together to keep us focused and alert. When we are in high stress situation or when our hormones are unbalanced, what happens? We suddenly become extremely overwhelmed. We're unable to focus. We're unable to think. We just can't do the things that we really want to do. The final one I want to discuss is GABA. GABA is our brain chill chemical. GABA slows down when our progesterone is off. So all of a sudden, we start to feel anxiety. We start to feel those racing thoughts, getting those racing thoughts. So that's when our GABA and our progesterone are off. So we want to make sure we're engaging in activities and doing things that will prevent these hormone chemical interaction from going off. So what are some of the reasons why we experience a dip in our mood? First thing I want to say is stress, as I already alluded to earlier. Stress is huge, guys. So we want to make sure that we're keeping our stress level to a minimum. We don't want to be too stressed and we don't want to be non-stressed. We need some kind of stress because we need something to keep us, motivated, to keep us going, right? Because we need a little bit of cortisol. We don't want too much. But when we have too much cortisol released, what happens? It affects our dopamine and our serotonin levels. Another thing that affects our mood and causes our mood to dip is a lack of sleep. Sleep is extremely important. When our sleep is off, we are unable to get our hormones in balance, and then we're not able to regulate our mood. blood sugar crashes. This happens when we do not have a proper nutrient-rich meals. So we want to make sure that we prevent these situations from happening, because when this happens, our dopamine and our serotonin again is also off, our adrenaline and our norepinephrine is off, and we get very irritable. Have you ever heard the term? A hungry man is an angry man. So the good news is there are simple tips that we can use to make sure our hormones and our brain chemicals are balanced. First tip, move your bodies. Move your bodies. Move, move, move. Find some way to get some movement in each day. Find some way to get some movement in each day. So, some of the things that you can do for movement, you can do some squats, do some jumping jacks, you can clap your hands, you can put some tuna on and twirl in your kitchen. You can go up and down your stairs. You can just take a 10-minute walk on the outside. So those are different ways in which, very simple, very easy, you're not going out of your way to engage in these kind of activities. Second is to have brain-rich meals. Brain-rich nutrient meals. That includes leafy green vegetables, omega-3s, and proteins. Leafy green vegetables, omega-3s, and proteins. Get sunlight exposure. Go outside. Take a walk. You're moving and you're getting your sunlight. And that helps to increase your serotonin levels as well. And last but not least, which is very important, is for us to make sure that we're taking mental breaks. Mental breaks are important. We need to give our brain the opportunity to relax. Remember GABA, our brain relaxation chemical. When that is released, we're very chilled, right? And when it's not in good standing, what happens is we get those anxious feeling. We get those racing thoughts. So we want to make sure that we're keeping anxiety at bay. So we want to take mental breaks. That may include taking some deep breaths, relaxing, taking some time to read a book, meditate, pray. Whatever it is that fancies your calmness, do it. Okay? So now that we know what is happening with our brains and our hormones, our brain chemicals and our hormones are constantly in communication, we can take small steps to make sure that we do not end up in those unhealthy mood situations, right? So small hinge, swing big doors. Don't forget this. Small hinge, swing big doors. So we want to take small steps to develop these habits. It doesn't have to come all at once, but small little changes will eventually build up to a habit that results in a great reward at the end of the day. So let me know if you like this video, if it's resonated with you. Ensure that you're sharing, you're subscribing. Click on that notification bell. Oh, I want to make a note, just so everyone knows, subscribing to a YouTube channel is free, guys. Doesn't cost anything. Okay, because I'm saying that because that was mentioned to me, but free to subscribe to YouTube. It doesn't cost you a penny. So make sure you're subscribing, and so that you don't miss my upcoming video where I discuss part 3 of my energy, mood, and sleep. So the next one will be on sleep, and I can't wait to get into it, and I hope that you can't wait as well. Hope to see you there.
I rise up slow like the morning sun, feel the breeze, the day's begun.